Good morning, boomers. It's the voice of the blockchain here, Satoshi's big cousin, cryptography's finest, Champagne Crypto. Thanks for tuning in, back with another quarantine stream day. I don't know what of the Rona lockdown. The stocks are bullish again. The market is pumping out there. Bitcoin is pumping out there. Ethereum is soaring out there. Today we'll be talking about that. We'll talk about gold and silver options. The champ is all up on it. It just popped open a Robinhood and popped open some option calls there, and I'll let you guys know about that as well. So if you want to follow me, stay tuned in. But big shout out to James Harrison Bodle, excuse me if I'm mispronouncing that. He's in the box. Guys, drop a comment here in the population. Let me know what's shaking and baking. We're up, not early, but we're up a little earlier than normal as the markets are set to open soon, and the futures are indicating some bullishness out there on the street. So it looks like the caps are green once again. And this is what I've been saying. In this market in 2020, during this Black Swan event, Bitcoin is directly correlated about 0.58 or 0.6 to the legacy market. So if we're gonna see pumpage on one side, you'll see pumpage on the other side. It's green, green, green. And this is after news that apparently New York is flattening the curve when it comes to the Rona outbreak. So that's what I've been hearing out there. Let me know. Seems like the markets are reacting positively, and hopefully we'll get this behind us sooner than later. Drop a comment here in the population of the chat box. Hit the like, the subscribe, the post notification bell, the ding ding. Stay tuned in to all the good words that we spread here every single day. Indeed. Download the Brave browser. I'm getting a Salt lending crypto loan ad right now. Has anybody done any crypto loans, by the way? I know Salt is a legitimate source. They're just giving me an ad, and they haven't paid me for it. Well, they're giving me bats, I guess, for clicking on this ad. But has anybody used this? Let me know. Let me know about that. Anyhow, let's go ahead and check this out. Check out the markets, check out the stocks, and we'll check out all the movements. I'll let you know what I'm doing on Robinhood. I popped open an account, and let's see what's going on out here. So BTC USD is looking strong at 73.77 currently. And, I got a target for about 8K. And if we're lucky, maybe closer to 9K as a pump before the halving, which is coming in less than 40 days right now. Bitcoin's set to halving, where the mining rewards are cut in half, and, makes things more scarce. And, some are expecting that to cause the price to pump, and it seems like it may. So it's coming sooner than later, and I think that's the main event that everybody here is waiting for. And right now everything's bullish because the stocks are green as well. James says Binance emailed me offering to give me 8% interest on BUSD if I converted a fiat to it, but I'm not sure if I trust it. Yeah, I heard about that too. I know Binance has some lending programs as well. I'm not sure if I trust it either, but, comparing it to other outfits, it's, Binance is one of the bigger outfits, but they're not based in the U.S. And, once you give your money to an exchange, or we won't even call it money, we just, once you give your Bitcoin to an exchange, it's in somebody else's hands. So you never know. But, I've came across Salt. I came across Binance. And then there's also, the DeFi applications, which they're no third party. And we've talked about them. And we'll talk about Ether today because Ether is soaring. And you know what I've been saying, guys? DeFi, decentralized finance, seems to me like it's going to eventually kapump. I would have expected it to maybe drive the price a little sooner than, it actually has, or it actually will. But it's going to come sooner than later. We got the kids running wild out here, guys. Anyhow, 73.70 on the Bitcoin price. Let me go ahead and check out the coin market cap and see how healthy things are looking here on the market, because it's nothing but green, and you got Ether pumping like no other today, up almost 11%, responding like a champ. I'm telling you guys, out of all the altcoins right now, it's looking strong. And I'll tell you, it's for several reasons. I think Bitcoin has been exposed to be more of a speculative asset than it is actually a store of value. And because of that, I think people are starting to realize, well, if it's a speculative asset, what other cryptos are speculative as well? Ether being, number two, and the smart contracts, the DeFi, and the different things that you could do with Ether, I believe, are driving its potential value. up. So it's up 11%. That's why I keep saying DeFi, DeFi. You got things like Maker, Compound Finance. You know, it's something to consider. And I continue holding the Ether bag. I think that after, I mean, even now it's pumping, but even after the, the Bitcoin halving, the Rona lockdown passes us, I think eventually Ether is going to shine even more, in my opinion. And let's see if they can change over to the proof of stake. And, that would be something that would drive the price even more, perhaps. Ripple's there at 20 cents. You got Bitcoin Cash looking strong as well. Bitcoin Cash as a peer-to-peer electronic cash is looking stronger than Litecoin at the moment. And it has that Bitcoin brand. It's up almost 6.5% today. It continues to move strong. I like how Bitcoin Cash is looking. Most recently, I think Roger Ver tweeted something about Bitcoin Cash implementing privacy. Someone may want to fact check that, but I think I saw a headline, something like Roger Ver talking about privacy coming soon to Bitcoin Cash. Correct me if I'm wrong. You got Satoshi Vision is garbage. Litecoin at 46.59. I really don't know what the future of Litecoin is, but it's up 9%. It's outperforming many others today. You got EOS looking good, guys. I think EOS is here to stay. Next to Ether, I would say my second pick would be EOS. And I also have a bag of EOS. I've let you guys know. I've been on the EOS train since Genesis block. EOS is built by Larimer. And I know that they Block 1 set up shop right outside of D.C. in Virginia. It looks like they're paying the piper. It looks like they're lobbying. And it looks like they're here to stay, if you ask me. And of course, you got Binance. What's there to say about Binance? That it seems like they got a revenue generating model there at $15. Tezos is another one that we have in our virtual portfolio. Next to Ether and EOS, I got my eyes on Tezos. This is another smart contract platform. It's trading at 205 now at number 10. You got Leo. This is an exchange token at 104. And then you got Monero, which is the last true crypto on the 20, guys, on the top 20. This is the only true crypto on the top 20, guys. The other coins are arguably surveillance tokens, surveillance coins. Monero at $58. I say it, if you got, 50, $60, would you rather get a Monero or a Litecoin? In my opinion, Monero, but that's up to you. Stellar at 5 cents. And then you got Chainlink finally making some major gains today. Chainlink up 16, almost 17% back at 279. Chainlink, the most meme coin in crypto. And this one has a community like no other. It's back. Chainlink, after being announced that they're partnering with Google, pumped to almost, I think, $4 and change. And it's been a darling of the crypto space for a while. It took a hard hit now with this Rona scare. But today it's performing well. And then you got Cardano slipping in the rankings. Always seems to be stuck at 3 cents to me, currently at 0.036. Shout out to Crypto Elf. Tezos is ripping up 27% since yesterday. Same with Link. Yeah, just mentioned that. Cash Couch is here. Good day, sir. And we just mentioned what James said about Binance. So, guys, let's check out the legacy markets. If you're just tuning in, make sure you're dropping a like, a subscribe, a post notification. I'm restreaming right now to using multistream.io to DLive. And it's an exciting morning out here. It seems like the little ones are running wild, and it seems like they're excited as well. Any moment now, I'm going to have to get them on the markets. One day they're screaming, 1 second they're screaming, the other second they're crying. There they go. Anyhow, stocks are bullish again. Bitcoin pumps. I'm over there on DLive. Make sure that shout out to CryptoZilla. He just dropped me 10 lemons. Boom. Make sure that you're following me on DLive.tv/champagne crypto. I'm going to do a redistribution of lemons like I do every single morning, boomers. Every single morning we do a redistribution, and we're out here sniping with the best of them. So let's go ahead and do this market summary as far as the legacy markets, which are pumping, set to open in about 10 minutes. You got the S&P is up 27.35. Dow is up 7% today, ripping 22,680. Everything's green, green, green across the boards. You can see crude oils even catching a little bit of green there. And let's check out the metals. Okay, here's the future of the metals. Gold is up. Silver is looking good. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. I'm interested in doing some experimenting with some options trading. I opened up a Robinhood account. You can also buy BTC on Robinhood. I got a link down below if you want to, follow with me. If you want to jump on the train, if you join with Robinhood using the link, they give you one free stock. So you don't even have to deposit anything. Just join and you get one free stock for joining. I got one stock of Halliburton. It was worth about $7 or $8. And then for every friend that you get to, jump on the train, you get one free stock. So I got one Halliburton, and then I got another cryptomaniac friend that jumped on the train with me, and I got another one of was it Caesars Entertainment? So it's free stocks. So I'm now going back to my strategy here. I'm looking at gold and silver this week, very in the next few days. I think they're going to pump even more. So I put out a call on silver and perhaps on gold, and I'll keep you guys up to date. If you don't know about the options, it's a security allows you to buy a contract to either sell or buy shares in the future, and we'll answer those questions and we'll get there and in the coming future. Shout out to a Crypto Elf, Cash Couch, and James Harrison. I'll be happy to take your comments and questions as we continue navigating these Rona waters out here, because it's like no other, guys. I just came back from getting some breakfast at the local cafe. I got some coffee, a little egg sandwich, and it used to be a spot where everybody was hanging out outside and local community, and now it's just a few people with some face masks. Incredible. But, at least the market's up, right? Bonds are looking strong. The 10-year is up at 2.75. This is extremely bullish for the short term, at least, up 11.8%, the 10-year. So this is good. Silver's looking strong. Gold is trading sideways. And Carnival's up 20%. How about that? I'm not convinced with the cruise ships, but they're up. And, of course, the cryptos are in green. Everything's green, guys. Let me check out D-Live real quick. Shout out to Cash Couch. He just donated me 2 ice creams. CryptoZilla donated me an ice cream. Go there, guys, dlive.tv, and follow me. Follow me, guys. Get a lemon or 3. So, yeah, let's go ahead and check out. This one I mentioned yesterday. And make sure you check out this article because it gives some projections as to when the lockdown would be lifted, according to one bank's estimates. Let me go ahead and share this again because I think this was a good one. In summary, you could check out this figure here. The initial lifting of restriction is likely to fall within a range. They're projecting about 40 days for the U.S., which would put us in the middle of May to have the restrictions lifted. You could see potential dates for the initial lifting of restriction, estimated date that the restrictions will start to be lifted based on the experience out there in China. They're saying somewhere around the 22nd of May. Right now the lockdown is till the 1st or to the 30th of April. But the way it's looking, guys, I would not be surprised if they go ahead and announce another 30 days at the end of this month. And then one thing that I pointed out that really stuck out to me, something we're going to have to start considering here is once the economy reopens, says this article, would likely entail the introduction of a smartphone-based bio-passport where any person who wishes to re-enter society will have to not only undergo some form of daily testing to confirm they are virus-free, but also effectively hand over most of their privacy to the government. We talk about impossible immunity certifications, and it's a shit show, guys. I don't know what's truly going to happen, but there's going to be some change. I'll tell you that much. So check out that article. Let's take a peek over here at the Wall Street Journal. We see that Boris Johnson remains in intensive care, battling the virus, which the markets don't seem to care about because they're going green, which. It's twisted to me. You got an economy on lockdown. You got, leaders of countries battling the virus, and yet the stocks keep pumping. And we know why, because this market is manipulated, it's managed, and it's funnier than the funniest bunny, in my opinion. Boom. Now there goes BlockFi hitting me up with more and more ads. This is another one that you can lend crypto to. I've never, I don't lend out the crypto, I'll be honest with you, but there it is. In pandemic response, Republicans and Democrats like big government, says this headline here on Wall Street. And that should be of no surprise, guys. There is no difference. There is no left and right, guys. Those are in power and those are not. And, those that are in power basically work in tandem somehow. Boom. That's what's going on. Exxon cuts capital spending by 30% in response to coronavirus. Right now, we're seeing crude and the oil companies trading kind of sideways after really pumping last week. I'm still bullish with these gas companies. I'm gonna be honest with you. Still bullish. Maybe I'll take out some options. So with the options, guys, it's basically allowing you to buy shares in the future. So you're buying a contract that allows you to buy or sell shares in the future at a certain price. Okay, so you can go long or you can go short. You could buy a call or you could buy a put. So if you think things are going to go down, you could buy a put, and it'll allow you to sell shares of the underlying stock in the future for a higher price. You get what I'm saying? So I'm experimenting with that, and I'll keep you guys up to date. But right now I'm long for the next few days on the metals. And right now, all the stocks are going up, but I'm not entirely convinced that this is going to happen every single day where we're going to be seeing green. I'll tell you this: if we're still locked down for an extra month or whatnot, we're going to see another pullback. Let's go back and check out the S&P here. Check out a full feature chart. See where these things may be headed to. Drop a comment. Let me know if you're reading me loud and clear. So this is a 3-month chart. Obviously, we topped off in February, and then at the beginning of the month, at the ending of February, things started going down. Somewhere around here is where China started announcing in January. You've seen some dips in the market. Finally, the market started really responding at the end of February, and then we really fell off the cliff mid-March. We reached the bottom here around 2,200, and now we're responding back up. Everything's positive. But, what I'm questioning here is has the downtrend completed? And I would say no. I would say that, what we're seeing here is a little, bounce up because of the good news. But if we don't get back to work and, if we're doing another 30 days of a lockdown, I would expect it to go up and then head back down again. But again, that would be if things were fair, but they're not, because we're in a manufactured market. I mean, listen, if it wasn't for the Fed doing what it did or what it plans to do with the stimulus and throwing all the money around, I would have expected this thing this S&P to go below 2,000. Yeah, I find it hard to think we've already had the bottom as well, James. So what we're seeing here is just a bounce because of the positive news. But, maybe we go back up to, I don't know, we can hit 28. We're at 27 now. Maybe we hit 28 before going back down. But, what do you think? We're just going to go boom, right back up, and there's just going to be like a V-shaped chart here? I doubt it. I think we're going to go down, up, and then back down again. Lockdown in Europe is only till the 12th of April at the moment, but when that gets extended, I can imagine it will go down more. Right. And listen, look at this article, and I just shared it. When will the lockdown be lifted? And you can see here the potential date for initial lifting of restrictions for the UK. They're projecting the 23rd of May, so very similar to US. So, I would expect things to go into May, guys. What do you think? It's just going to be lifted on the 30th and everybody's just going to just go right back to work? I really don't think so. Now, there's also a further date, estimated date of containment based on the 2003 SARS experience. They're projecting up to the 19th of June in the United States and the 20th of June in the UK. So basically the same projections. So yeah, this could easily go into the beginning of the summer, guys. So, something to consider. And again, these markets are just reacting in short term. And another thing to consider as well, too, is how many people are jumping into, investing and basically gambling into the markets because they don't have anything else to do with their money. I mean, there's a lot of people that they pulled out the markets or they didn't, or they can't go to work, or they can't even go to the casino. A lot of people are stuck home and they're like, well, let's see if we could get some income here with these markets that have so much volatility. And that high volatility is positive when it comes to trading options. The implied volatility goes when it goes up. So does the price of the option. Even if it trades sideways, if the implied volatility goes up, the value could go up. So it's something to consider. So you got something like we've never seen before. This is like no other. Like I said, this will be discussed for generations to come. And you have a manipulated market. You have people behaving in a way, being treated in a way they've never been treated before. So it's everything short term right now. To look more than 30 days ahead is, a lot of people are making more from staying home than working. And some people are. Yeah, some people are. I'm not. Most people are not. Obviously, most people are not trading markets or whatnot. But you got some people that now they got all their time focused on these markets. And, when there's high volatility, whether it's going up or down, listen, there was I think I mentioned him yesterday. There's a hedge fund guy that started off with 22 million just like a month or two ago, and he's at like 3 billion now. So, you're talking about, people that have made billions of dollars in just a month. So yeah, you could, when there's high volatility, even when it goes down, you can rip the face off the market, like my boy Manarino says. A lot of people, we already read that. Also, these markets are going to go back to their previous highs when everything gets back to normal. Question mark. I'm not so sure. Neither am I, but I'll tell you this. Again, you have to understand what we're dealing with here is a manufactured fake market. Even before the Rona hit, we all know it was just nothing but fake pumps. They keep slashing the interest rate. It's basically, it's at zero, guys. It's free money out there. Oh, okay. Derek says, no, I'm saying making more from unemployment checks. Yeah, you got that point as well. Yeah, there's some people, when you take into account the federal unemployment plus the state unemployment, for many people, it's about the same or maybe even more than what they were getting by going to work. So, what you're seeing here is, and that's the thing about universal basic income. If it's about the same that they were getting with their regular job, there is no incentive for them to go back to work. And that's the problem with UBI. It takes away incentive from people to do anything. Let's talk about Ether, because I just seen this article. Ether leaves Bitcoin in the dust this week as whales accumulate. I like Ether. I've been saying this. I like Ether. The second most valuable digital asset has been seen a wave of buying over the last 24 hours. At press time, Ether was up by more than 13% in the past 24. Also, Ether performed better in the past 3 months, while Bitcoin outperformed Ether in the past month and past 12 months. So you can see what's going on here. Ether, where's it at exactly right now? 172. Right? Most notably, the so-called concentration of large hodlers has increased and is now showing a positive chance. 0.26. As usual, accumulation of coins by the largest holders, often referred to as whales, is seen as bullish. What does it say against Bitcoin here? Despite the positive accumulation of coins by large Ether holders, however, the same metric indicates a negative value of 0.04% for Bitcoin, indicating slight bearishness by the largest investors in the Bitcoin market. So yeah, maybe there's some people that, are considering Ether over Bitcoin. Here's the thing. You got to think about this. What has more room for growth? We know that Ether has all-time highs of 1,400, right? What was it? Somewhere around 1,400. And when you're looking at Ether at $176, it's looking like a deal in a steal right now. If you tell me Ether easily pumped to $400 or $500, I would believe it. So at a price of under 200, Ether looks sexy, especially now that everything's moving up. I think the potential for gains on Ether is higher than that of Bitcoin at the moment. Shout out to Cash Couch with the Pepe meme. I see you out there. So consider it. Maybe we should throw some Ether in our virtual portfolio. Let me take a peek over here on my dashboard. See how many people are watching the stream. We got... Where's my data here? Where's my data? Takes a little while to load up. Catch me on DLive, guys. Catch me on Brave Browser and catch me on Robinhood. I popped open the account. I told you, I've been doing the knowledge and setting up the strategy. I'm doing my strategies options right now on Robinhood. And you're not really buying stocks. You're basically buying contracts to buy or sell in the future. And the good thing about options is that you have some leverage. You can get in for cheaper and get a good price, perhaps maybe in the future. And I got a link for Robinhood. And the reason I'm sharing the link to Robinhood is because there's an incentive for me. I get a free stock if you use it, and then also you get a free stock. So if you join without even depositing any money, you can get a free stock. I got a free stock of Halliburton and another one of Caesars Entertainment, which I guess owns the casinos or whatnot. So you can easily get, like a stock of something. I think the Halliburton was worth $7, and so was the Caesar, something like that. Let's see how many people are watching here on the tubes. Okay, this thing's not loading up. At least it's working. I mean, it's been having hiccups or whatnot, but at least it's working. There we go. 10 people on YouTube, 3 people on DLive. And then I keep getting these ads. Derek, you owe me $5. Derek, you owe me $5. You still haven't downloaded anything. Derek McLean owes me $5. I got an APB out for my 5. Shout out to you. So I'm getting these ads, guys, all day long. Now, Fubo TV, live TV, and sports. There's sports? There's no sports right now. ESPN's hurting, huh? What is ESPN talking about nowadays? There's no sports. What are they covering now? They're going to have to start covering the stocks and the markets at this point. All right, let's check out continue checking out. So we got Boris Johnson over there battling the virus, which is a shame. Hopefully he pulls through. Let's check out Market Watch, see what they got to say out there. Market Watch, let me hit refresh here. Everything green, green, green on the boards. Looking good. Dow futures up 700 points as hopes for coronavirus slows down. Hopes for a coronavirus slow down buoy stocks. Excuse me. Let's see what stocks are worth holding as the market navigates the deadly pandemic, according to this article here on Market Watch. With millions stuck at home, the online wellness industry is booming, says The Economist. So, yeah, I mean, let me see here. Worldwide Google search traffic for some of these keywords. Make bread, sex tips, kettlebell, home workout, and jigsaw are up. Small businesses suffered a record drop in optimism amid the deepening pandemic crisis. White House advisor reportedly warned in January that the U.S. was at risk from the pandemic. Okay, so hold on. Let's get... So it's just talking about, that's the only sector it really talks about, the wellness industry. Okay. Where does that leave his investment choices? So this is the investment, guys. He says outside of gold and the dollar, for now, he's focusing on quality stocks, both U.S. and Europe, where they are shifting towards a neutral position because governments has taken up measures fast. Big companies with strong balance sheets, strong marketing positions, and low debt. These kinds of companies, we like them in Europe. Those names includes, Google, Amazon, MasterCards, L'Oreal, and Nestle. So those are the ones that he's looking at. These are the stocks that this gentleman thinks are worth holding. And, I would say these guys are going to stick around. Google obviously is going to stick around. Amazon it doesn't seem to be hit much from this pandemic. MasterCard, they seem to be sticking around. L'Oreal, I don't know why they're there. Good morning, Rafterman. I see you. James says Boris seemed fine until yesterday. I haven't been keeping up with it, but it's a shame that he's in intensive care. Hopefully he pulls through. Life Size Box says, I hope that's not true, champ. Hope what's not true? Let's see why markets are shrugging off Boris Johnson's hospitalization. Here's why. The UK system is clear on what happens in the case of death or resignation of the Prime Minister. The ruling party will choose a new leader whom the Queen will then appoint as the head of the government. And while Johnson is in intensive care, it doesn't mean that Raab is the real acting Prime Minister. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. It can be Raab or Raab. Excuse me. Michael Gove, a senior member of the government with the title Minister of the Cabinet of Office, insisted in an interview with BBC on Tuesday, warning that decisions would from now on be taken by the cabinet. Okay. Even in this extreme situation, certainly not the one the UK finds itself in at the moment, markets have some reasons to be sanguine about Johnson's travails. This is a word I haven't seen in a while. Sanguine? How do you pronounce that? The government will go on with the same ruling party. Under a parliamentary system, parliament matters most. So, yeah, I mean, it's obvious that it hasn't impacted the markets. They're green, green, green. Rafterman says, I'm questioning all this trampling of our rights. I mean, we've been saying it, Rafterman, that it's not, in my opinion, there's something bigger than just the Rona and something bigger than just stopping the spread here. This is, whether it was planned, okay, or whether they're just taking advantage of it. That's up to debate, but it's obvious that something is happening here. Rights are and always have been a joke. There's so many ways to look at that, but rights, the real rights are God-given, so they're not a joke. Yeah, I'm sorry, Derek, but I was in the military to protect all U.S. citizens' rights, so don't tell me they are a joke. Right. It's God-given rights, and, so they're not a joke. I disagree. Now, I think what he's probably trying to say is that the rights that people think that they had are not really what they had. So that's probably what it is. But the rights itself is not a joke. I mean, U.S. rights, not God-given. Yeah, but most of the rights that the U.S. Talks about are God-given. But I think what you're trying to say, and maybe I'm wrong, is that the rights that some people think they have, or people are not as free as they think they are, and they're way more oppressed than they think they are. So that I can see true. But there is God-given rights, and we got to question right now the trampling of our rights. This is out of control. How long is this going to go? And I'll tell you this. I mean, it seems to me they're trying to set up a whole brand new system where you can't even come out of your house without a certification that you've either been vaccinated or that you're immune to this. What is this? Is this the type of world that you want your children to grow up in, or that, at what point are people just going to say, you know what, fuck this, I'm going to work? I'm going outside. Derek says, yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, well, that wasn't what you were saying, but that was what you were trying to say. We all got to work on, using our words precisely because it's easy to get confused. American Japanese put in intermittent camps lost their so-called rights. Right, yeah, that's what the message is that, some people are not as safe as they think they are. And because of that, you got to ask questions and you got to keep asking questions because easily they can put anybody in intermittent camp. I mean, we're one step away from that. They're doing contact tracing. What if, in the near future, they say, well, you got the Rona. Now you got to be put in this camp, completely quarantined from everyone until they say so. I mean, that's basically where we're at. We're one step away. They got everybody at home, but imagine once they, further develop the system, are they going to say, listen, if we say that you're positive, whether you are asymptomatic or not, they may just imagine if they start throwing asymptomatic people in forced quarantines. When Trump does a media show, does he have the presidential seal on his podium? I wonder if this is UN mandated. Yeah, I've been hearing about that there's some sort of, buzz within the community. It's like, what's going on? Why is the presidential seal not up there when he's talking? So, so even your God-given rights can be taken from you by the U.S. government if they choose. Yeah, I mean, some of your rights can be taken down here, but it's whether it's what you believe in and what you stand by. It's basically what it comes down to. It's what your faith is in. What are you really standing for? Are you about living life here, and are you about this world, or are you about a bigger idea? Yeah, if you give them up, exactly. And if the government can't take every single person's right, there's a limit to what they can do as well. They can't lock everybody up. There's not enough space. So I'm more with Rafterman. There you go. Rafterman said he'd go to jail to stand for my God. So ultimately, I mean, what it comes down to is that it's whether you're willing to sacrifice it all to stand by your beliefs. That's really what it comes down to. And Rafterman already said he'll die for his God. So there you go. It's some people are not that deep, but that ultimately is what it comes down to, guys. Let me take a peek here on D Live. See what we have here in the bucket. I'm going to drop 50 here in the bucket. Kaboom. Champagne Crypto just added 50 lemons to the chest. S&P looking strong, guys. Things going right back up. I do agree with, what's his name? James, yeah, James Harrison. I don't think that we've bottomed out either. I don't think we've bottomed out. So let me know where you think short-term things are headed. Where will we be at in just, in a few days? Where are we going to be at next week? Are we going to see the markets take a hit this week or next week? When will we see the next pullback? Because even when things catapulted from 22 up to 26, we did see even a pullback at one point. So, I would expect, I don't know how high it's going to go, perhaps maybe 28, perhaps, to around 28 before pulling back. But I'll tell you this, I mean, they're going to have to do a lot to bring this back to the 3K range. So, that being said, so much volatility and uncertainty with these stocks that's the reason why I wouldn't hodl. And if I'm going to hodl anything, it's going to be cryptos and precious metals and cash, obviously USD. That's what I'm bullish on for the short term. And I'm just bullish period on all that. And there goes more ads. So I'll keep you up to date on my silver and gold calls. Let's see if if I can ride the little wave here for the next few days. See if it pumps another few percentage, and see if I could take some profits at the end of the week. But that's basically where I'm at. Playing with these options. They're small little contracts there on Robinhood, and maybe once I feel a little more comfortable, I'll give you guys a peek of the dashboard. I wonder if it's worth just holding onto my cash at the moment instead of investing it anywhere. Everything seems too risky right now. Yeah, that's not a bad strategy either. Sometimes patience is the best stock to buy is patience. That's sometimes the best stock to buy. Sometimes you got to just wait because it's right now it's like everything's pumping, and common sense tells you how far could this thing go if everything is shut down. I mean, who's really making money, guys? The majority of the economies worldwide are at a standstill. And, how are you going to generate revenue? So let's see. I know that the quarterly earnings report comes out later this month. So let's see how that pans out and see what these companies report. See what this article says on Yahoo Finance. Dow Jones today, futures jump on coronavirus news. Vertex, Walmart, and buy ranges, says. So Vertex Pharmaceuticals jumped, stock futures rose, and Boeing, I think Boeing was the top gainer yesterday, right? And Boeing, they're a darling of, they're going to catch the bailout. You've seen every time Trump talks about supporting a company that or a company that can't fail, he says Boeing, 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 Boeing. So obviously they're going to catch Boeing's back. They announced it I don't know how many times. And yesterday Boeing went up. Stocks futures pointed towards a second straight rally Tuesday as global markets shifted higher on optimistic views of coronavirus. Airlines, cruise lines, casinos, hotel stocks continue to swing wildly. Chip stocks again showed strength. Monday breakout Vertex Pharmaceutical was poised to exit its buy range, and Boeing led the Dow Jones today as nearly half of the index moved more than 3% higher. Dow futures climbed 3.1. United Airlines, American Airlines raced ahead of the NASDAQ. Wynn Resorts, Marriott International also traded high on the list, 13% and 8%. I mean, these things are booming, but who's taking flights? Who's booking hotels? Carnival topped the S&P 500 up more than 18% after Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund Monday disclosed an 8.2% stake in the cruise line operator. Chip sector stocks were in strong standings. Lam Research, Microchip Technology. But the Monday breakout stock, Vertex Pharmaceutical, popped more than 4% higher, suggesting a move beyond a 5% chase zone. So I'm going to continue looking at this, guys, because we know that the bits is going to follow in the wake. So this is the news update. They're saying the rate of infections is slowing down. Global coronavirus cases ran about 1.35 million in the 24 hours to Tuesday morning, with 67,500 confirmed new cases, a 5% increase. This total number of persons infected since the beginning of the outbreak. This is the total number of persons infected since the beginning of the outbreak, not the current number of persons who are ill. There you go, guys. So if you want to read this, let me link it. And I'll take a few more comments and questions before I go ahead and tune down. And I will be doing, we got 5 people over there on DLive. In just a moment, head over to DLive. In just a moment, I'm going to do this redistribution, guys. There you go, Cash Couch. Let's look at the 3 months on Bitcoin. Very similar to the S&P. Look at this. This is the Bitcoin chart for 3 months. Look at the S&P chart for 3 months. Very similar, guys. Very similar. Look at that. Bitcoin, S&P. Bitcoin, S&P. About the same. All right, let's go ahead and do it, guys. I'm going to go ahead and redistribute these lemons in 30 seconds. Make sure you share your memes. Let me start off by sharing some Snoop Dogg crip walking, some Fire Marshal Bill, and a couple of your favorite triggered lefties, along with one of the biggest lies of all time, the moon landing. Let's go. In 20 seconds. ETH1 is the lucky winner today. How about it? ETH1, I think it's the first time he wins. He dropped a lemon. He won 53. Kaboom! I like that. Shout out to you, ETH1. Our lucky winner today. He just received 53 lemons here in the population of the chat box. I got a link to join D Live in the description below on the About page as well. Join it. This is an alternative to YouTube, blockchain friendly. Let's do it. And we do this every single day, a little redistribution, and it's fun. Shout out to ETH1. Kaboom. He's crip walking all day long. Excellent. I'll take a few more comments and questions before tuning out. We've been on for almost an hour. But as long as the markets are positive, so it's going to Bitcoin. This looks like it could be actually one of the final pumps before the halvening as well. I always said this, a pump before the halvening, a pump before the halvening. And how many days before the halvening? It's less than 40 now, right? Let's keep a track of that. Bitcoin halving countdown. Let me pull that up. Bitcoin block reward halving countdown. 35 days, guys. So 35 days. This is about it. I think, if we're going to see a pump before this halvening, we're getting close to it. If not, we may be in the middle of it. So, my targets are going to be about 8,000. If we're lucky, 9,000. I don't think, I don't think we're going to reach 10,000. Do you think the Bitcoin halvening will be more of an event than the Litecoin halvening? I don't know, but, I just said my targets. I think, my targets here are going to be around 8,000 before the halvening. I think that the pump's going to take us there. I think that's going to be around the top. If we're lucky, closer to 9. But I wouldn't hold my breath. But right now, I'm bullish for the short term. I'm bullish for Bitcoin right now. I'm bullish for Bitcoin. I'm bullish on the metals because even if the legacy markets start trading sideways, I still think that's bullish for the cryptos and the metals. And let's say the S&P takes a big pullback. Then we have that option to stay in the metal. Let's see, and and if the S&P takes a big pullback, usually Bitcoin will too. But if we're that close to the halvening, hopefully it'll hold. So let's see. I wouldn't hold my breath on anything though. That's my targets right now, about 8, and anything above 8, I think would be very, very good. But I can see us reaching 8. So that would take us, look at the chart. It would take us just to right about here, around 79 or 8. And that would take the S&P to around maybe 28, or 28 and a half. Shout out to Fluctuating. Yeah, but those are my projections. And again, that's my opinion. You know, I could be wrong. And for all I know, wake up tomorrow, we're under an attack on the left flank by the enemy, and Bitcoin's back at 5K. I don't know. But that's what I'm expecting. Let's take a real quick peek there at our community portfolio, just to see how it's performing. I just want to make sure it's outperforming Bitcoin, and it is. It's doing well today. It's at 87.17. We're about to break even again on it. We got BinanceCrypto.com, FTX, Kyber, Monero, and Tezos. Our top performer this month is Tezos and Monero, up 28 and 24% respectively. So that's what's going on. So if there's no other comments and questions, I will direct you guys to check out the links down below. Join D Live. Join D Live as an alternative to YouTube so that you can participate in these lemon distributions and maybe win some lemons like ETH1 just did. Make sure you check that out. Make sure you check out Robinhood if you want to, get some stock, or if you want to get one free stock, join Robinhood with the link down below. That's simple. You don't even have to buy anything. They'll give you a free stock for joining. And then, I'll continue to keep you posted on the little baby moves that I make out there. James says, I think you're right when you say that we need to see Bitcoin over 10K for most of the year. Seems to be a while off at the moment. Right. That was what I was saying before Corona hit or anything. I said, everybody's so bullish on Bitcoin. But, that's when I started to, I've been a little more bearish. I'm not saying completely bearish, but I've been less bullish than most leading up to this halving. And I've been saying, I said, listen, guys, if we're not over 10K for the majority of the year, then I don't know what to say. It's not as bullish as some may paint it out to be. Because remember, just a few months ago, people were hooting and hollering, saying we're going back to all-time highs. Some were even saying $100,000 Bitcoin. And that's all cute and rainbows and unicorns. But reality is that we haven't even traded Bitcoin above 10,000 for the majority of any year. Okay, not even when it pumped to 20K. So let's be patient here and let's be a little more prudent. And my targets are 8K. And like I told you, on these targets, I'm planning to take a little profits off the table and then wait to see if I can go back in or not. But I'll always keep a position in Bitcoin. Even when I'm taking profits, I'm always going to keep at least a Bitcoin under the pillow because, who knows? Who knows? Maybe it does hit 100K in 5 years or something. I don't know. But shout out to Mike, Fluctuating, Rafterman, James, ETH1. What was I repeating? I'm just doing the daily shill of Brave browser. Download it right now. Get those BAT tokens. Download the Brave via the link. What else? If you are a YouTuber or a live streamer, you can check out multi-stream or Restream.io, the multi-streaming service that I'm using to multi-stream to both YouTube and D Live. There's a link down for that. And if you want one free stock, join Robinhood with the link that I have down below. Rafterman says, wait a moment. What's going on, Rafterman? Let me know what's popping out there. I'm about to tune this down. I'm about to tune it down. We got 35 days to the Bitcoin halving. And let's get it on. This is about another ad I'm getting from Brave Browser. How many did I get during this live stream? I'm getting about maybe like an average of 3 ads per live stream. And that's in just 1 hour. So, it's about 5 ads per hour, 3 to 5 ads per hour. I don't know how much they pay per ad. I haven't figured that out. But hey, more than what Google does. Fluctuating just sold his position in KuCoin shares with that lawsuit happening at the minute. I think I'd rather have my money in Litecoin or Bitcoin. Oh, okay. I didn't even know that's what was happening, that there was some sort of a lawsuit going on with KuCoin. And I like KuCoin, but the thing is with, you got to keep it in their exchange. If you hold a KuCoin, it's in their exchange. And, we don't have KuCoin in our bag right now. Mike says there are a lot of coins being sued. Yeah, I'm not surprised. And, I've been sticking to the blue chippers, guys. Mike says Binance too. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. And listen, there's a lot of major companies being sued too. Google's being sued all the time. So is Apple. So, My crypto tab browser is booming, champ, says Rafterman. Boom! Rafterman just dropped me $2. Boom! I see you, Rafterman. Thank you so much. He says, hold up. I thought you were going to say something. He said, hold up. Let me just give you 2. I appreciate it, Rafterman. Let me drop another bomb. And let me, it's been a while since we shot a baby bear cub. There you go. Thank you so much, Rafterman. Yo, champ, I absolutely love Brave. How's the shoulder and the little one, says Jaron. Welcome back, Jaron. I'm glad that you like the Brave browser. And it just shows the audience that, you know, I'm shilling something that people actually like. Because, you know, I'll be honest. I'm trying to get this $5 for the links. And, you know, why not, guys? But you like it, and I'm glad. And I like it, too. I'm using it. So, you know, it's awesome. How's the shoulder and the little ones? My shoulder's doing excellent. I'm almost fully recovered right now. It's just a matter of just strengthening the shoulder. So I got most of the range down, and there's barely any pain. I would say, you know, I'm able to play with the kids. I'm able to do just about everything. Right now, it's about getting strong again. Because, you know, I'm lifting weight, but obviously not as much as before. The little ones are doing excellent. Thank you for asking. How's it doing out there, Jaron? You still following JLP? Let me know. Cash Couch is sharing some memeage out there. I'll take a few more comments and questions before I go ahead and downshift and put the car in park and enjoy the rest of my day, guys. It's always a pleasure. Kaboom, $7,400 on the bits. Excellent. Everything's looking bullish, guys. It's looking good right now. And hopefully it maintains. You know, as far as the midterm or what things would happen, you know, in a couple of weeks with the S&P, I have no idea. But, you know, the data I'm coming across is leading me to believe that this lockdown is going to go a little longer than expected. Good job, Lieutenant. Oh, I'm still down with JLP. You know it, Jaron. Stay strong out there. Thanks for tuning in. Bit Papa just sent me 15 bats. Thank you so much, Bit Papa. Boom! Kaboom. And like I've said this before, I wish that I would be able to get a pop-up when someone sends me bat tokens. So if you do send me bat tokens, do like Bit Papa just did and notify me so I know. Thank you so much, Bit Papa. Let me drop another bomb. Let me snipe out a funny bunny. It's green, says Jaron. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It says it in the... we hold these rights to be self-evident, Derek. It's green bullish, says Jaron. Yeah, it is. On that note, I'm out of here, guys. I'm going to go ahead and enjoy my day. I got other things to do, but it's, you know, always a pleasure. And maybe, you know, my intent is to do more than a video per day, but I got my hands tied here. I got a lot of things up my sleeve, but hopefully, you know, I could at least do a few days out of the week when I do another a second video or something like that. And I'm going to keep you up to date with what I'm doing as far as this option, experimenting with option trading that I'm doing on Robinhood. On that note, I'm out of here, guys. Stay strong. Shout out to Jaron, Cash Couch, Rafterman. Thank you for the 2, Derek, and the rest of the boomers. It's the voice of the blockchain, Satoshi's big cousin, cryptography's finest, Champagne Crypto. Thanks for tuning in.